I want to welcome everyone to the Hall of Fame banquet. My name is Ron Petak, and I'll be emceeing tonight. The banquet tonight, we welcome 4 new members to the Hall of Fame. Amanda Neumann Thompson, Gloria Mosser, JeLani Johnson, and the 2003-2004 men's basketball team going into the Hall of Fame tonight. We have a couple announcements. First, there's a raffle being held over in the other room. You can get your tickets, a basket filled with BU memorabilia and a BU knit blanket. So the winning name will be drawn right before the ceremony begins. So make sure you go get your raffle tickets. Our second announcement is how the Hall of Fame works. The Hall of Fame, and I've been very fortunate because I've got to be involved from the beginning. And this is kind of born an idea by Kevin Riley, Buzz Garlock, wanting to create some lasting thing for athletes here at Bellevue University. And that was, I think, 12, 13 years ago, we started talking about it. And then Ed Lahotek, the athletic director, got involved. We had plenty of meetings at Summer Kitchen out in La Vista, great BLTs. And then Coach Mosser was the first inductee. That was 11 years ago. So the Hall of Fame, it begins with nominations being submitted by the November 1st deadline. Membership into the Hall of Fame may include former student athletes, head coaches, athletics administrators, or a team who has made an impact on the athletic and college community, brought distinction to the program, and significantly benefited the college, and displays outstanding character, leadership, commitment, sportsmanship, and integrity. And I think it's safe to say this class going in tonight brings the Hall of Fame total to 44, and each and every one of them matches that description. And if you have anyone to nominate, you can do so at www.bubruins.com by using our very own QR code, which will scan the nomination form itself. And the QR code is located in the memorabilia table area. Okay. So I see a lot of people who golfed yesterday. Everybody who golfed, raise your hand. See how many folks. That's a good number. Coach Mosser golfed. He owes me $1. And right now, I will settle for 75 cents on that dollar. So, Coach, if you have to borrow 3/4, go right ahead. Once again, I want to welcome you all to the Hall of Fame banquet and appreciate you being here. Just so you know, this is a sellout tonight, which is the first time since the inaugural Hall of Fame banquet when Coach Mosser got in. So thank you all for showing up tonight. We'll begin by drawing the ticket for the basket. Coach Sedlick, you want to come up and do the drawing? The tickets are being kept in a Hellman's mayonnaise jar. How was the dinner? Good? Well done tonight. Well done. Coach is going to draw the winning ticket. Now make sure you look at your tickets, okay? So.
All right, we'll get them all. Oh, the anticipation is wonderful. Okay.
6, 5, 7, 9, 7, 9, 2. We have a winner. Trish, is there another drawing? Trish, is that it? Okay. At this time, we want to recognize a few people who have made this one of the most memorable nights within the athletic department history. Former BU basketball coach and athletic director, Jerry Mosser, and his wife, Gloria. We also want to recognize the current BU athletics director, Ed Lahotek, and his wife, Peggy. Now, I'd like to recognize the Hall of Fame members who are in attendance tonight. New this year, we'd like to have you come up for a group picture. When I call your name, please make your way to the front. Jerry Mosser from the class of 2013. Lindsay Bradar Betzworth, Buzz Garlock, Kevin Riley, and Tim Stutheit from the class of 2014. Larissa Christensen from the class of 2015. And Ed Larson from the class of 2015. There was a line break, Ed. Joe Forrell, Kelly Secord Cheshire, Todd Eisner, who is also being honored with his team tonight, and the late Marilyn Ralston's daughter, Debbie Fisher, from the class of 2017. Mike Livergood and myself from the class of 2019. And finally, Joe Apps and Ed Lahotak from the class of 2022. What kind of question was that? Thank you for your dedicated support of this great and successful event, and thank you for joining us again this year. And quickly, for those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Ron Petak, and I was at the Bellevue Leader. I started in 1985, and that was the start of my relationship with then Bellevue College. And one of the things that I find remarkable from those days to all the way till now is the pride everyone associated with Bellevue College and Bellevue University has in this university and how proud they are to have worn a Bruin uniform. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I'm honored that I'm part of the Hall of Fame. And I hope this continues to grow and grow and grow as the years go on and on and on. The Bellevue University Athletics Program has a long and storied history that cannot be told without recognizing Jerry Mosser's nearly half-century of service to the university. Starting in 1972, throughout and beyond his retirement in 2008, he and Gloria dedicated their efforts to Bellevue University's student athletes and those relationships have only grown stronger over time. We want to also recognize Bellevue's current athletic director, Ed Lahotek, for carrying that torch and extending the success. Ed has been part of history here with a groundbreaking new facility that will be open in the spring of 2025, and we'll have more on that later. This is yet another great accomplishment for what started off as a small department that now has 12 sports. The future is definitely bright. At this time, please turn your attention to the screens for a short presentation.
Bellevue University Athletics Hall of Fame began in 2013 to honor former athletes, administrators, donors, and teams who have helped create a proud tradition in intercollegiate competition at Bellevue. Longtime athletic director Jerry Mosser was the first ever inductee into the Hall of Fame. The vision that both Jerry and his wife, Gloria, had when the original idea of the Hall of Fame was first discussed was to start a scholarship program. This program was developed to provide a scholarship for athletes who were members of a Bruin athletic team and who also met academic and financial need criteria. The profits from the Hall of Fame golf outing provide these funds and grow each year through both whole sponsorship donations and golf fees. The Mossers' ultimate goal is to bring both the community of Bellevue and former student athletes together for an important cause that supports and benefits the athletic department. The Bellevue University Athletic Department is nationally recognized in the NAIA academically and athletically. Each year, the Jerry and Gloria Mosser Scholarship will provide 2 student athletes an opportunity to benefit from those donations.
The vision of the scholarship was to pull our athletes together that have played here and develop a scholarship program and pull the athletes to where we're getting together and talking about the old times and showing them what we're going to do with our scholarship.
Some of the people that come back haven't been to a university function since they left. Not because that's their intent, just because life happens to them.
We would like all athletes that participated at the university to come back. You don't have to graduate from here. I've had a lot of athletes that go on to other colleges and graduate, and they are our alumni. When they play for us, they're our family.
We have players that played for Jerry or other coaches, and we have their daughters or their sons playing this year, and to come back and see them that we haven't seen in years, watch their children play, that has been the most fun for me ever.
When I started at this university, we didn't have much money, and we had hardly any scholarships.
We operated on a shoestring when I was here, and the shoestring wasn't always tied. But we had great people. Jerry and Gloria Mosser gave everything they had, including much of their own money, to make this program work. I remember when we had a men's basketball team, a baseball team, a golf team, a wrestling team. That was it. Then wrestling dropped out, and then golf dropped off, and we had baseball and basketball, and that was it. And to see what it is today is so much on the shoulders of the 2 people that built it, and that being Jerry and Gloria. We never dreamed it would be what it is today, with all the programs and all the success. And so as a member of the committee, as the chair of the committee, the pride I have, the pride we have in what this program is, and the focus on recognizing Jerry and Gloria Mosser for what they accomplished, and to advance this program into this next century is both gratifying to me and certainly a special interest.
With the addition of these scholarships, is helping athletes participate and being able to go to a 4-year school and get a degree.
Seeing them get some needy money that they can utilize, which they hadn't, and to see that in their notes they always say it'll help them further their educational endeavors, and that really makes me feel good.
I'd like to thank everybody that's donated money, brought people to our tournament, just people that really like Bellevue University and the athletic program. It's important that we thank you and hope that you continue with everything that you can do to develop our program, and we hope to see you each year. So thank you.
Coach and Gloria, thank you for what you continue to do for Bellevue University athletics. Just pretty amazing, these two people, aren't they, for what they've done? As you know, a portion of the proceeds from yesterday's golf outing supports the Jerry and Gloria Mosser Scholarship Fund, which is another part of the special weekend. The annual event was another well-attended day, and the value of the fund has now surpassed $120,000. Tonight, we have those recipients in attendance, and both are female student athletes. Allison Butler from the volleyball team. Stand. And Zukia Mohammed from the women's basketball team. Congratulations to you both. This event takes months to plan, and I'd like to recognize the many people who made tonight's event possible. Trish Sedlick, Miles Landaw, Tim Eves, Mike Dart, Kenzie Collars, Leslie LeBoy, Tamara Spencer, Laura Jurek, Karen Robinson, and Doreen and Tom Narofsky. And finally, Sean Morgan from the Bellevue University Security Department, and Lieutenant Lindsay Betzworth, and Officer John Colby from the Bellevue Police Department for keeping us safe. How about a nice hand for all those folks? And I just, on a personal note, I want to really thank Trish Sedlick. If you knew the amount of time that Trish puts into this, and at the same time being one of the top volleyball coaches in this state, it's absolutely amazing. So Trish, thank you so much. We also want to give a hand for the meal tonight to Chef Don and his staff and the members of the volleyball team who served as your wait staff. In addition, we'd like to acknowledge Doug Bengtson and his bar staff, Donna McMains and Rebecca Waldron from Treguerin Golf Course. Thank you. Now for the moment of the evening. The folks we are honoring tonight have multiple things in common despite their different roles. However, each has had a passion for giving the ultimate sacrifice for sport, volunteerism, or loving one another as a family. Their character has been recognized and is now Hall of Fame status. Being part of the Bruin family culture is unique. It's a kind of force that cannot be matched. It is an exclusive club that does not end on the field or the court. It is a commitment. It is something that we are all here because we are Bruin proud. We have a very different group that we have in the past, a quiet ace on the mound, the mother of all Bruins, a gym rat, and a team full of guys that just wanted a place to play. Tonight you will hear their stories. Their presentations have brought emotions that have made this night a core memory for all. We're so glad that you are here to witness this amazing class of 2024. It is a special night for a reason. I've been fortunate to have covered some of these athletes. The athletes that are going into tonight, two of the finest athletes that come through here, JeLani and Amanda. And then Coach Eisner and his 03-04 team, I remember their championship game, I think it was against Oregon Tech, they were showing it up at the old DJ's dugout on the west side, on the north side of Cornhusker. The place was packed that night, and people were up there cheering with every bucket and moaning and questioning some of Todd's decisions. But it was great how Bellevue, the city, embraced that basketball team. And then there's Gloria. One of my very first games covering Bellevue College basketball, Coach was still coaching back then. I don't think they had won this game. And I was kind of just loitering in that area there. You know, they had the little concession stand, and then his office was back there. The door was closed. And Mrs. Mosser comes up to me. She goes, do you need to see Jerry? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, we all know how Coach can be after games. I said, she goes, I'll take care of it. So she opens the door, and she says, Jerry, Mr. Petak wants to see you. He wants to talk to you. You be nice to him. And since that day, he has been nice to me. So, Mrs. Mosser, thank you so very much. At this time, I want you to, if you would, silence your phones, and please direct your attention to the video screen for each of these inductees. Following the video, I ask the inductees to come to the front and receive their official award from former athletic director Jerry Mosser and BU athletic director Ed Lahotek.
I was Amanda's assistant softball coach for her time here at BU and also her pitching coach, and I so happened to also be her cousin. Amanda was quiet, but she was a leader on the field. She was a player that you would definitely consider clutch. When the game was on the line, Amanda, she was the one you wanted on the mound or at the plate. She seemed to thrive with pressure. That's when she elevated her game. Amanda had the grit that we look for in players.
I've known the family for years. I followed Amanda's career all through high school when she was at Preparing La Vista in a summer school. Golfed with her dad in a golf league. So yeah, I've just known her forever and ever, it seems like. Amanda was one of those players that what we call fun to watch. Was always very intense. She worked very hard on the mound. When she was in the field, you know, she was an excellent fielder. When she was at the plate hitting, you could just see the concentration levels that she had, that she was going to get a hit no matter what. I don't care if they were losing by 2 or winning by 20, she never let up. She just played hard, and she's just fun to watch. She's fun to watch on the mound, her demeanor, her actions, fun to watch when she was playing in the field, and really fun to watch when she was hitting.
I cannot tell you how many countless times Amanda was at the plate with a tie game or down by 1, down by 2, and she was infamous for swinging at the first pitch. She loved the first pitch, and I cannot tell you how many times that first pitch sailed out of the park, game over. She does the trot around the bases, and here we go. And she followed that up with performances like that on the mound as well.
She was equally effective no matter which one she was doing. One of the rarities in softball that pitched and hit at the same time.
The pressure is where she had her best games. She loved the pressure, and she was not the loud, boisterous player. She was the player that you knew was coming to show up, coming to go to work, and coming to show her teammates what practice should look like today.
When you're a top 10 career-wise in just about every offensive, defensive, and pitching category there is, that definitely makes you Hall of Fame material. Amanda is a leader in doubles, home runs, ERA, strikeouts on the mound, her fielding percentage, just everything about her screams, yes, I should be in the Hall of Fame, and she should be in the Hall of Fame, and thankfully she is in the Hall of Fame.
But more than that, she was a great teammate, she was a great person. Amanda always did the right things on and off the field. She earned her degree here at BU, and she's become a success in her work life. Amanda left our program after graduation with a resume that was really hard to match. She also left with a baseball player named Big Country. Amanda and Brandon have given us 3 kids. 3 little Bruins that I personally am having a great time watching their athletic skills show up while they're chasing after them. She really does exemplify what it means to be a Bruin, and she couldn't be more deserving of this award.
Amanda, congratulations on being nominated and elected into the Hall of Fame at Bellevue University. I've always appreciated you, always loved to watch you play. Congratulations.
Amanda, congratulations on your induction tonight. Myself, our coaching staff, our family, we're all very proud of you. Your accomplishments here were amazing, and I'm so glad that you're able to stand up here tonight.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. What an exciting evening. First of all, I want to say congratulations to all of the other inductees, and most importantly, thank you to everyone who's hosting this event tonight, especially Trish. It's been wonderful to reconnect and see everything going on in the organization. First and foremost, I want to make sure to say thank you and acknowledge the support that I've received in my time at Bellevue, and of course, leading up to that. Of course, you know, Ed with the athletic department and everyone working with the organization, my coaches, Coach K and Coach Kelly, and everyone else who were assistants during that time. But also my teammates. Stuff like this just isn't possible without wonderful teammates. And of course, it is something really special to me. But most importantly, I'd like to recognize my parents and everything they've done for me as a student athlete. Leading up to this event, of course, recognize my husband, who was really fortunate to have his support during my time here as a student athlete as well. So thank you all. Please enjoy the evening. And again, congratulations to all of the inductees. Thank you.
First time I met Gloria, I had come to Bellevue for my freshman year. Gloria is the reason Jerry Mosser is here. She's the one that saw it in the paper. She made Coach go to a headhunter and required that Coach went to the actual interview. Okay, so she's the reason that this all happened. We all showed up. Coach says to this day that had he met us before he signed the contract, he'd have never signed the contract. We were pretty much a motley crew, a bunch of guys that looked like they cut their own hair, because some of us did cut our own hair. What I remember was that Coach, as he normally is in a new setting, was quiet. Gloria wasn't. Gloria initiated communication with us. She wanted to know about us. She wanted to know who we were, what we were interested in. And that always set with me.
I know Gloria Mosser from when April in 2006, her husband, Jerry Mosser, hired me as the next head volleyball coach here at Bellevue University. She is the sidekick to Jerry Mosser, who was the athletic director here. They were a team as a marriage, they still are. They are a team when it comes to things for Bellevue University, which is the second family. When we say things here at Bellevue University that we are a family, I would say that Gloria started all that.
There wasn't a job she didn't do. The strength of their relationship, she knew who in the program who was boss, and it was Coach. And she deferred to him and never upstaged him. She may have had an opinion in his ear as soon as they got in the car to drive home. But she understood Coach couldn't do all of this by himself. All of the things that she's initiated to bring us together have set a foundation for people to feel that this program was truly theirs. We all know what Coach did. What we don't always know are the contributions that she made.
She still comes to things. She wants to know how the sports are. She follows on the website. To still have that dedication and that love for what took place here when they came here and started everything. I think it's pretty amazing to have a wife of an employee here that still follows everything.
We all knew what Coach had to do. And we saw what Gloria brought to the table. She served in so many capacities. Before any talk of a Hall of Fame, she would organize alumni events, and she would do that for Coach. And this goes back decades. She was a marketer. She was a worker. She ran concessions. She washed uniforms. She cleaned the gym in Coach's office at times.
So without her in it, it seems a little empty, to where we need to have this one more person to finish off what was the beginning of Bellevue University athletics. Gloria is so dedicated to this scholarship with her and her husband. She wants to know who this scholarship is being given to. She is so happy to help them with this money, this support. To this day, she still gets very emotional on these things, and she might be even getting emotional right now listening to this video, because you know how much passion she has had for this school and for this athletic department. It becomes your second family, and the second family has still been a part of their lives. So I think that's absolutely wonderful, and it's a testament to her and her passion for what she wants to do, and that's to still help people.
That foundational element of someone who never looked for recognition, didn't do it for accolades. She did it out of devotion to Jerry and out of devotion to us.
Gloria Mosser, it is my pleasure to be your friend and your supporter for all of the things that you have done for both me and my family. But I want to congratulate you today on your Hall of Fame award. Congratulations.
Gloria, Mary and I congratulate you. We all know that Coach was our first inductee. I've always felt that you should have been the second inductee. Congratulations. We love you. I hope you're having a great night.
I had to write it down. It's gonna be short, not as short as Amanda's, but anyway, because I've been here 52 years, so thank you, and I watched you play too. So anyway, I just want to thank everybody, and then I'll go off my things. And I said, I never realized, Trish, are you ready? Trish is gonna read this if I can't get through it. That I would never do this. Sorry, Julie. First of all, I would like to express my appreciation to the Hall of Fame committee, all the past Hall of Fame inductees that allowed me to receive this amazing award. I was totally shocked, and I realized that when I got the congratulation letter, it just couldn't be me. To Kevin and Trish, thanks for all the compliments. I didn't know you were going to do this. Coming from both of you about my numerous, I guess, endeavors that I accomplished to allow me to be able to receive this award. I have no stats. I'm sorry. Next, I want to thank my family, who are sitting right here. My second family. I brought my purple thing up here. I'll have to take it home and wash it. My second family back there, Harold with them. And I also want to thank all of my other family that I'll get to in a little bit. And past Bruin athletes and their families that are in attendance tonight for putting up with me, for me hounding them for 52 years to either buy shirts, buy flags, buy plants, buy golf signs, play golf, and numerous other things, and hopefully they understood that it was for the best of the university. Thanks also, I have to say this, I told him I would, to Tim Studeye, I'll get you later, for coming all the way from North Carolina to be here. I also want to mention, and will the following two players please stand up? Two players from the 2003-2004 basketball team. Will Jared and T.O. please stand up? I picked them out of many thousands of stories that I could tell. Theirs is the cleanest. So partly, I will not tell you the other part of it, but partly theirs is the cleanest. I would like to share this story with you, and I want them to be recognized. Thanks to them, I owned my personal parking space at Ashland Park Robbins. However, with their help, I did with all the cans, which help me purchase our new playground for Ashland Park. I guess I have to forgive them. And by the way, you never deserved your A's I give you in practicum, because a year and a half after they were with me, I found out they were the ones that almost got me fired, because my principal, who was my student teacher, got complaints that I had my own parking spot and nobody else did. They worked for OPS that summer and loved the adventure of putting my name, Mosser's parking lot space only. Stay up. Last of all, I want everybody else to join me. My family, stand up. Jerry, Joel, Julie, Logan, and their significant others. Harold, stand up. All the past Bruin families that have put up with me for the last 52 years, stand up. That are still my kids and my extended family. Come on, in that corner too. Past athletes, I need the basketball team up. And anyone else that had to put up with me during those 52 years here at Bellevue University. So if I missed you, please stand up anyway. Trish, Ron, Ed, anybody else I missed? And the parents of the basketball team, they had to put up with me for years also. Todd, Andrea, come on, get up. And I want to also say thank you to all of these people. And remember, once a Bruin, always a Bruin. I have my Bruin shirt.
The JeLani Johnson roast. It's not a roast. Hall of Fame. JeLani's being inducted to the Hall of Fame. Are you sure? Oh wow. Bellevue University, what are we doing? Just because he scored 1,000 points, All Nebraska, All American, Defensive Player of the Year, that doesn't make him a Hall of Famer? Or you think that's Hall of Fame worthy? I guess I'm gonna have to agree for everybody. Congratulations, JeLani Johnson. JeLani and I met this summer, I think leading up to our freshman season. We ended up playing 4 years together. I met him on the court. First day that I walked into that gym, this guy with his long braids, skinny dude, always around the basketball court. At whatever time it was a basketball bouncing around that court, JeLani was around.
JeLani was an incoming freshman during my first year at Bellevue University. So we both kind of started our journeys at BU together. Ended up being, one of my favorite players and just people that I've ever been around, in the profession. We stayed in close touch afterwards. He stood in my wedding, just an awesome young man.
There's one thing that characterized JeLani Johnson is the fact that he never took a playoff. There is not a game that I can look back and say, hey, he was one of the main reasons why we lost the game. And trust me, I would have said it. If there was any game I could think of, I would have said it. But no, he just always played hard. Always gave it 110% in effort. beyond just who he was as a basketball player. He's one of those people that when they walk in the room just becomes a better place.
JeLani was a coach's dream. I can't think of one time where that young man took a possession off. We never had to coach effort with him. Was universally loved by his teammates, our coaching staff, and really the campus community. His development over the course of the time that he was at BU was really special.
Our junior year, I'm running down the court and I get tripped. I fall and I dislocate my shoulder, right? First person to come to me was JeLani. Comes to me as I was on the floor agonizing. He whispered to me, "Chop, you gotta get up." I'm like, I don't think I can get up right now. I cannot even feel my shoulder. And he said, verbatim, "It don't matter, you need to get up now." So thank God for Mike Livergood who came and saved the day, but because if it was just up to JeLani Johnson, I would have just popped that shoulder back and go back in that game. And that's just who he was as a player. Doesn't matter if he was hurt, doesn't matter if he wasn't feeling 100%, he will be on that court, giving you his 110%. And this is something I'll never forget about him.
JeLani's sophomore year, we started out rough. We were 3-6, losing to some teams half as talented as we were. And I remember we were sitting there as a staff in the office. Coach Jason Isaacson, our other assistant, said, how about we try moving JeLani to the point guard? And I remember Coach Pavin was like, what? What are you thinking? I might have been thinking the same thing at first. And as we kind of transitioned to that in practice, it changed the game for us. JeLani stirred the pot in a Final Four run, in which was a season that we started off 3-6. It was his unselfishness, his on-court leadership, his defense. He wasn't a top 3 or 4 leading scorer for us that year, but he played maybe the biggest role in turning around that team and leading us on a big-time run to the Final Four.
He was just an excellent player. To me, the best point guard I ever played at Bellevue University. The numbers speak for itself, right? And the accolades he's gotten around during these 4 years. All Team Nebraska a few times. 1,000+ points scored, Defensive Player of the Year. He didn't leave anything on the floor. He played extremely hard, no matter who we played. And outside of just the sports side of it, JeLani is just a good human being, right? Because you can be a good player and just a terrible human being, terrible teammate. We've seen that a lot. That was never him. He was a great teammate and a great player all around. And I think this is why he's been inducted in the Hall of Fame today. For closing words, I just want to say, JeLani Johnson, I am extremely proud to be recording this. You deserve to be a Hall of Famer. You are the best basketball player that ever played at Bellevue University. I don't care what anybody says. But just beyond the sports again, you were just a good human being, right? It's been 14 years. You were the first one as a foreigner that just came to me and said, hey, you want to come to my house. You want to come meet my family. We are having a barbecue. You opened your doors to me and you didn't have to. Your family adopted me like their own. Words cannot express what that meant to me at that time, right? Moving here, not knowing a whole lot of people. You were the first person that actually reached out to me and just became a good friend to me. 14, 15 years later, to see you be a father, be a family man. Words cannot express how proud I am of you. You've accomplished a lot on the floor. I just wanted to express my congratulations to you. Just keep being great, my friend. I hope I'm in attendance to be able to tell you how proud I am of you. If I'm not, again, you deserve this.
JeLani is so deserving of this induction for so many reasons. He's a 4-year guy for us during a time where we recruited mainly transfers, was loyal and stuck with us through a lot of coaching transition and a lot of ups and downs. To have 4 straight national tournament appearances, play in a Final Four, really lead us to a Final Four, win 3 conference titles, become an All-American. With everything he accomplished on the court, it's really all secondary to the type of human being he is. The type of teammate, the type of friend, the type of father. Nobody is more deserving this than JeLani. Congratulations, JeLani. So excited for you, man. So happy for you. You made my 3 years at Bellevue really special. Had more of an impact on me as a coach than I could ever tell you. I was so grateful to be a part of your journey, man, and I'm excited to spend the weekend with you at your Hall of Fame induction. Congrats.
I wrote my stuff down too. First of all, I got to give God his off top. You know, without God, nothing is possible. Thank you to Bellevue University, everybody who made this night possible. Trish, who's sent me thousands of text messages trying to get this thing organized. Thank you for everything you've done as well. Ed Lahotek, you know, just an awesome person. I appreciate everything you've done for me as well. I also want to congratulate the other inductees. Everybody's so deserving of this. And, you know, this is something that nobody could take from me, you know, so enjoy it. And, yeah, we're going to celebrate tonight for sure. Let's see. To the video team, you know, I work with those guys. They put the video together. I appreciate it. It made me look good. And thanks to Hussein and Bob. You know, Hussein's funny, or he thinks he is. But you know, Hussein is my guy. We started together, and just an awesome person, you know. So it was no doubt I wanted him to, you know, speak on my behalf, and I appreciate that he did. And of course, Bob, you know, he was here from the beginning as well. Him and Coach Isaacson kind of, you know, took control of the team in between head coaches. And I just learned so much from those guys. And, you know, Bob is one of those guys that'll just show up for you, you know. Anything that I've ever needed anything with, even if he didn't know about it or if I didn't know that he knew, he would call me or reach out and make sure that, you know, he could help in any way he could. So, Bob, I appreciate that too. Let's see. You know, I had a lot of success playing basketball, and I met a lot of great people. And, you know, being out there scoring points, playing defense, diving on the floor, all that stuff's exciting and stuff. But, you know, the thing that I really enjoy most is just being around teammates. You know, those road trips that you're on with your teammates and, you know, going out to get food before or after the game or joking around with each other and things like that. You know, I really cherish those moments. And that stuff just means so much to me. I have to shout out my Creighton Prep fam. They showed up tonight. You know, Coach Lukey, he coached me at Prep. And he's another one of those guys. He'll show up for you, you know. I'll stay in touch with Coach, and he helps me out as much as he can as well. And just an all-around great person. But when I was in high school, he had me on a short leash, though. Yeah, I mean, he didn't let me do too much. You know, he would say, you know, ESPN isn't in the gym. You know, you're not going to make the top 10. And I'm just like, Coach, I'm just hooping, you know. I'm just doing my thing, you know. But, yeah, Coach, he's always been there for me, and I appreciate that. To my family, to my lady, Steph, I appreciate you. I love her so much, you know, and I'll leave it at that before I get to. And then, you know, my kids, you know, I brought Lil Lonnie with me. I didn't bring Jack. He would have had this place upside down. But, you know, I wanted Lonnie to be here, you know, to see his dad up here. All right, I'm fine. To my, you know, my family, my brothers, my sisters, you know, those are really my best friends, you know. You know, I'm just really lucky to have, you know, my support that I have, you know, and I appreciate all of y'all. You know, Mod in the building, T. I love y'all. All right. Yeah. I feel like my mom right now, because, you know, we'd be at a family dinner before the prayer, and she'd get up, I got something to say, and then she'd get to tearing up and crying. You know she gonna do it, but, all right. But, you know, I definitely need to tell them how much I love them as well. You know, being a parent now, you know, you don't really understand what your parents do for you until you have kids. And just, man, you know, I am who I am today because of him, you know? And I just want to let y'all know how much I love you, how much I appreciate everything that you've done for me, you know, and my siblings. You know, and I wouldn't be the person I am without y'all, you know? And so it's not really about me tonight. It's about my family, you know, Hussein, the ex-teammates, my ex-coaches, everybody here supporting. I just really appreciate it. I'm just so grateful to be able to get this. And thank you all, man. I appreciate it.
Teams that are in this tournament field, so they've played some solid competition.
In 03, 04, I was a junior, was the starting two guard.
From behind, the ball knocked out of bounds by James Mill, but Siena Heights will.
Power forward. Other than that, I was just one of the 5 guys. My junior year was my first year at Bellevue.
Sensing that Bellevue's starting to pick up a little momentum and wanted to kind of stop it right here.
Well, it's a 2-point game.
And we had an awesome team that year. We were like 32-5. We ended up losing in the second round of the national tournament. And then from that team,
we were losing some key guys. We're losing Luther, losing TJ.
Lectures all about defense.
Who's going to win this one and advance to the championship game of the men's Division II national tournament here in Branson, Missouri. The Bellevue University Bruins.
you never know what you're going to get. You lose that many guys.
I think we had a lot to prove. We had James Mills coming over, Boomer, coming over from UNO, which was exciting that we had him. He's very talented, so I think we had really high hopes. I think probably most of us thought or hoped or wanted to win the whole thing.
We didn't start that great, quite honestly. Our first few games, we were maybe 500 after 10 games or so. We went through a stretch. We started with UNO.
They were supposed to win their conference. Huge rivalry game just in general. If I'm not mistaken, it's the last time they played up until, I think maybe this year when they went D1, but they stopped playing us.
And we essentially beat them. We were up 15 points. We were beating them the entire game. They ended up beating us on a buzzer-beating shot.
Literally at the horn. No thanks to me, who missed 2 free throws in the closing seconds. I would lie if I didn't think about that probably once a day.
Probably one of the more challenging times of games that I've ever experienced at the end. And then we played Kearney. Kearney beat us by about 10, but they were just better. They had Division II All-Americans. They had a very good team.
Had some really tough losses back-to-back. So we could have probably folded then, but we kind of banded together. Thanks in large part to Brent Heller wouldn't let us quit. That's not really his nature. And when your point guard, your leader does that, we weren't going to quit either. So we were kind of itching to play in conference at that point.
Then we played the school to be named. I can't remember the name of them. We played them the year before. They beat us the year before. And then we played them, we lost by 1. An NAIA school beating a Division II school does send waves. When I was at UNO, our coach, we lost to Bellevue, Coach Eisner's very first year, and that was like the nail in the coffin for his coaching career at UNO. Beating a Division II school was huge, and then from that point, we didn't lose until the national championship. We won like 25 in a row. The second round, we played a team, Siena Heights, and this team was really good. We saw that they were huge, they had good guards, and that was the exact round that we lost in the year before. The way we played Siena Heights, we did not play our best game, but we just grinded it out. We just were able to get to the free throw line and get some free points there. And then from that point,
the number 1 team who I don't think had lost all year, Jamestown, had lost in the second round. We had a really easy first round game. They had lost, and just looking at the brackets, we all thought that if there's one team that could beat us, it'd be them. And it kind of really freed us up after that. And I mean, we were really handing it to teams.
We played Mid-American Nazarene and just annihilated them. That game was over with by halftime.
And then the Final Four, we played Sioux Falls, who was right up, not too far from us. It's always a rivalry to play GPAC schools like that. They kind of have a chip on their shoulder. They always think they're better than the MCAC boys.
They probably had the best player in the tournament. He came from a D1 school. That was a very, very good game, very tough opponent, but we were able to get through that. Things like that to make the chemistry happen. You have to like each other. You have to hang out with each other. A lot of evenings at T.O.'s house playing video games, staying out of trouble. It's kind of hard to stay out of trouble when you're a 20-year-old, but we did our best. Chemistry was huge. We had really good basketball IQ. All of our guys really understood what their role was, what they were best at, how they could make each other better. There's things that don't go in the box score that are important in basketball. There's a screen assist. If you set the screen for someone to shoot a basket or score a basket, you don't get anything in the box score, but that matters a lot. The hockey assist, I passed the ball, they got it, passed the ball, they got the assist. You don't see anything about that. We had guys willing to do those things, happy when they set a screen for someone to make a shot. Across the board, everybody was the exact same.
We relied on defense the entire year. Teams had, I think in the Elite Eight, I think we held the team to I don't know if the record still stands. At that point, it was the lowest point scored for anybody in the Elite Eight. We were just holding teams always under their averages.
We played our game. We played at our own pace. When we were on the half-court set, we ran patterned motion offense, which rarely you see anymore in basketball. Everything is just motion, free reign, to go wherever you want. We played at our own pace, and we got a really good shot all the time. Our offense wasn't our staple. We were really good defensively. We were one of the better teams in the nation, but we made sure that we got the best out of our offense because we got the right shot. All of that goes into chemistry to me. All of that, knowing what you're supposed to do, trusting each other, and not having to be told.
We didn't do that in the Oregon Tech game. We didn't guard as much as we needed to. They were scoring on us, and that was weird. That didn't happen to us very often, and would make our head coach very sick when that stuff happened, so we never let it happen. He would rather win a game 6-5 than 100 times out of 100. So that would be the biggest disappointment.
The person that hurt us the most that game was the guy that I was guarding, Kevin Baker. I won't forget it. He hit 6 or 7 threes that game. I had 20 plus points. I did a good job myself, but my points were part of kind of what we would do. Somebody getting 30 points on us was not something that we should allow. It's something I think about more than I should, but it happened. Somebody is a champion, somebody's a runner-up. We were the runner-up, but I guess good enough to be in the Hall of Fame. And when the team you talk about, it's not just the guys that were on the court the entire time. We're talking about the guys that were on the bench that didn't get very much playing time, but those other guys, I think, were the ones that made a difference. Because you could tear a team down with the guy on the end of the bench out the entire time. They were positive attitude, our biggest supporters, cheering us on, wanted it just as bad as we did. And when you have that, that's going to be something that, even if you're having a bad game, somebody's picking you up. But our entire group was a unit that experienced it together, and it's something that I'm sure everyone just cherishes. Learned a lot about team play, how much being selfless is important to success. If you're willing to be a part and not the part, and no one wants to be the part, everyone wants to be a part, because we didn't have anybody that was the part. We didn't have the Jordan or the person like that. We just were a group that played well together, and I've learned that a team is better than a person.
Probably just a coach. We gave him a lot of gray hairs. Going down to the national tournament, you probably shouldn't have to babysit 18 to 22, 23-year-olds. He would have to babysit us. We would get away with every chance, everything we could get away with, give us an inch, take a mile, could have been our team motto. As soon as his door shut, we were up to something. Nothing alarming, but we were always together, whatever we were doing, whether we were scheming to put hot sauce in his iced tea, which was never me every time. Old Country Buffet was right in there. And it wasn't laughing matters when it happened. He would scream and curse your name, and then the next day, it was like it never happened. I think he loved it more than he ever gave on, having to check our hotel rooms and scurrying people in and out. I think he probably liked it more than he ever.
He's as intense of a coach as I've ever played for, I've ever watched. At practice, you're in the game, you're in between the lines. It is time to be serious. His demeanor on the sideline was intensity, and that's what we brought. His rapport with the officials was really strong. He was able to be crazy on the sideline, but yet not get technical fouls. that type of coaching is helpful for your team. It gives you an advantage. If I was to look back to the time that we were there, I would be thankful for a number of people. I would thank all of the other athletes at our university, because our fan section was the other athletes that were in the school. So the volleyball team, the men's soccer team, I will tell you, really stands out. They had masks on, they were heckling the other team. That type of stuff is super valuable. And without those guys, that loses us a little bit of a home court advantage. There was also Coach Eisner's crew, the Pauley's crew. They were there because they were really good friends with Coach Eisner, but they treated us like gold. They treated us as if they were their own sons. They were cheering for us. They were making us laugh all the time, and they were just really great guys to have around the process. Definitely thank Coach Mosser. Coach Mosser, as an athletic director, or I work in a school, I see how important administration is to team success. And he was awesome. He understood some of the athletes that Coach Eisner recruited needed a little longer leash. He couldn't hold them to the letter of the law. And what was fair, and he made sure that they didn't go beyond that line, but he was perfect for that situation. And then obviously I would thank our parents. When we went on road trips, we had a group of parents that they were at everything. They were all, I mean, you're spending a lot of money, hotels, you're traveling all over the place. They're not riding in the team bus. They're making it everywhere. They spent the entire time down at the national tournament cheering us on. You know, that type of stuff is very, very, it actually makes me a little emotional, how much I appreciated that. And then Coach Eisner.
We were his kids just as much as we were his players, so it was fun. Some would call him our dad to make fun of us, but he didn't let us slide. He cared much about the classroom, us getting places on time. If you were late for the first time, he was screaming at you like it was the 100th time. And it taught us a lot. He's a good man. It was a joy to give him gray hairs. That's what I'll say.
When I transferred to Bellevue from UNO, I was at an interesting time in my life, and I needed somebody like him to right the ship, keep me in line, hold me accountable. He did that.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I don't know if you can hear that all right. Hand mic. Oh, right here? Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. My name's Terrence O'Donnell. Everyone calls me T.O. That's a name that was given to me here at Bellevue, and it's lasted. It's a tremendous honor to be up here. I have to thank my brother Ben Holling for pushing my name forward when they were asking who was going to give this talk. And I'm going to tell you the reason that Ben pushed my name forward was because he helped me write this thing like 20 years ago. There wasn't even a Hall of Fame that existed, and we figured we'd get back from Branson, and it'd be about a month, and they would induct us anyway. But in all seriousness, I'd like to express our tremendous gratitude to all of our families, all of our friends, Bellevue University, the Hall of Fame committee, and everyone who helped make this night possible. I'd like to say 4 quick things about this team. First of all, it all starts with the environment that Coach Eisner cultivated for us. From day one, Coach established that the way that we would go about doing things was going to be defined by everyone working as hard as you possibly could, us sacrificing all things individually for the good of the team, and the trust that everyone would do the same. And I'm going to tell you, Coach Eisner took a wild cast of characters, and he molded us into a group that was going to work hard and fight with each other, for each other, every single day. So let's hear it for Coach Eisner. The second thing about this team is that it was a homegrown team. Really something kind of different, but it was BU and it was the 402. This group, it was mostly guys that came from around here. You had Central High School, Roncalli High School, South High, 2 Ralston Rams, Gross, Bryan, Millard West, Thomas Jefferson High School, and shout out to the 2 that weren't from here, from Odell, Nebraska, and Boise, Idaho. But it was really cool. Bellevue wrapped its arms around us, and the Omaha basketball community wrapped its arms around us because we were from here, and that made us pretty special. Number 3, we worked hard and we played really hard, really hard. We played hard on the court, but we played even harder off the court. This was probably the NAIA version of the '86 Mets, and yeah, well, I'm going to keep it clean, but let's just say that, Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden didn't have anything on Jared and Donnell, all right? And if we're keeping with this analogy, Heller was definitely Keith Hernandez. But, I know people say things like this all the time. It really was hard to figure out what I could actually share up here. When trying to put this together. But I thought of one, and I'm going to give you the PG version of it. So we had just finished playing for the national championship game. And you can imagine the emotions that we were all going through during this time, right? We had gotten so close to the mountaintop. We came up short. I had a joke written in here about Jared getting his ass busted, but since he told on himself during the video, I'm going to leave it out. But no, Jared balled out. It was, everything was coming to an end, and we were really emotional. And for whatever reason, I guess I was maybe the most responsible one. When we get back to the Outback Roadhouse Motel in glamorous Branson, Missouri, Coach reaches in his pocket and he pulls out like $200 in cash and he gives it to me and he said, "T.O., just make sure these guys get their meal money." I said, "You got it, Coach." And so we quickly threw all of our bags in our rooms and we went straight to the bar at the Outback. And so we line up as many shots as we can, and we look over and Coach is having this conversation with 2 officials from the NAIA, which was no doubt a super professional conversation. And we just looked over and said, "Coach!" He looked over, raised him up, said, "Thanks for the meal money, Coach." And you saw in the clips, he wasn't scared to go nuts on us, but he didn't feel like he could right there. And he just bit his lower lip a little bit. And we knew that we got him. But yeah, it was a team that played really hard. Obviously, in our late teens and early 20s, to say that this group of guys weren't ready to be adults would probably be the understatement of the century. But we were ready to learn and do a lot of things that would eventually help us become successful adults, some a little sooner than others. We learned how to throw ourselves into a group that we cared about succeeding more than we cared about ourselves, getting any type of credit or individual glory. We learned what accountability was. We learned how to hold ourselves accountable and each other because we cared about what we were doing together. We learned how to make everyone feel tremendously valued as part of what we were doing, regardless of their playing time, their points, or their role. And in doing so, we ensured that everyone would give everything every day. And I want to repeat that because those are the types of things you say all the time, but not everybody gets to be a part of something where everyone gives everything every single day. And that is a super special thing. And I'm still a coach, and people think that I'm crazy for doing it. And it's because of this team. Every single year being responsible to bring people together and hoping that it can be something anywhere close to that is addicting, and it's super special, and that's what it was. And again, that all comes back to what Coach Eisner put together for us and how we felt about it. I pretty much started my coaching career as a player because it was something I could do to help the team be successful, and I wasn't the only one. Our practices were intense. There was elite level trash talking going on every single day. Really, really physical play that borderlined on assault. And it was driven. It was a family, and brothers fight. And we fought almost every single day. But then afterwards, it was all love all the time. And it was really, really, really a very, very special thing. If we were family and Coach Eisner was a dad, then Coach Mosser and Gloria were definitely the proud grandparents, although sometimes they might not have been so proud. Coach Mosser would give me this look where it was head waving side to side really slowly, but he would never break eye contact. It was like, But the fourth and the last thing I want to say is we cared about what we were part of, and we cared about each other, and we still do. Our team played connected, especially on the defensive end of the floor. And anybody can see a team play that's connected offensively. The ball's moving, people are cutting. It's glamorous, but it takes a little bit more of a trained eye to see and appreciate a team that is connected on the defensive end of the floor. And, I haven't seen a team before or since that was more connected defensively. We communicated. We had each other's backside. We were always in a position to help our teammates, and we competed relentlessly in large part due to the trust that everyone had that if they ever got them beat, a Bruin brother would be there to help them out. And that sense of togetherness continued off the court. Spent most of our waking hours together, either playing video games at somebody's house or going with Holling down to Creighton University and pretending to be Blue Jay athletes to sneak into the cafeteria. And it worked all the time. It was amazing. I don't know if they thought I was on the ping pong team or what, but yeah, we spent tons of time together, all the time together. And that togetherness has continued over time. We've stayed connected. We've been groomsmen in each other's weddings. We've raised our kids together, coached with and against each other. Some of us are still playing together, dominating the vet leagues around Omaha. Most of us stay in touch regularly, and for those of us that haven't, tonight's the night to reconnect and a great opportunity to stay connected. So in closing, again, we want to thank everybody for being here, congratulate all the inductees, and the night is just getting started. So tell those babysitters you're going to be late and make sure you all got Uber. All right? Go Bruins.
Appreciate it.
Well, as you can see, that is why my hair is gray. I mean, what a fabulous night, and as everyone else had mentioned, I want to congratulate everybody else that's been inducted tonight. Bellevue University is a very special place, and anytime I can come back here, my wife Andrea in the back, anytime we can come back to the Omaha area and be part of Bellevue University or any other place that we've been in our time in this area, it's always really special to us. So we've enjoyed our time since we came in during the storm on Wednesday. So that was certainly a challenge, and but it's sure great to be back here. So do want to thank Trish and Ed for all their work. The Hall of Fame banquet, they're not lying. I think it was JeLani that said he got 1,000 texts from Trish. I do want to apologize to Trish, okay? She incorporates herself into the text threads of the group that's going to be inducted, or at least in our case, our group that's going to be inducted, and that turned into a storytelling text thread that after about 10 really interesting R-rated stories, they realized Trish was on the thread. And so as you can kind of gather here tonight, Terrence kind of summed it up. They were an unbelievable group to coach, but they got after it outside of basketball, and they were rekindling a lot of memories through this text thread. And whoa, it was interesting. So do certainly want to thank Trish and Ed for this. And what an exciting time for Bellevue University. Obviously, the new facility opening up. And to me, I've done this long enough now. I think next year will be my 27th or 8th year as a college head coach. And I think the kind of the signature of a place that's special is when you have people that are there for a long time. Okay, and you see Ed's been here for a long time, and Coach and Gloria are still so involved in the program, and Trish has been here a long time, and I think the school opened when Livergood came, you know, and so I mean, but that, I think that's a sign of what Bellevue University and Bellevue University athletics is that it's a special place to be with special people, and anytime you can be around special places that have special people, it's worth being around, and that's why they have a ton of success, and so. Obviously, with the new facility opening, I think it's going to be a really special time to continue to grow Bellevue University athletics. So I'm excited to continue to follow them. And with that, I think, as everybody has said here that's been involved in the athletic program for a long time, I think it all circles back to Coach. And 27 years, like I said, he always pays me $20 every time I come up to speak to say something nice about him. But at the end of the day, what I can say, as a head coach, I've never had a better athletic director. Never. Not even close. And, he was there for us. He wanted us to be good. He gave us the opportunity and the resources. He fought for our resources. Whether they were as good as anybody else, I don't know, but he gave us the resources to be good and let us do our jobs. And to me, the longer I do that, anytime you have an athletic director that provides you the resources to be good and then lets you do your job, that you can't ask for anything more than that. And from 2000 to 2008, we walked into an interesting situation. In 2000, I think I talked about it when I was inducted in 2017, and he said, go to work. And so, every time I get back here, I certainly want to recognize how special a man he was to work for, to work with, and that's why we're all here tonight. So I just wanted to make sure that I earned my $20 that he gave me tonight. All right. So this team, I won't take up a lot of your time, but what a special group. And what I can tell you about this special group that warms my heart the most is that they're all here tonight. Okay. And we had 11 players on the team. That's obviously a really low number. You deal with some injuries, or next thing you know, you've got some issues with practicing, and I'm getting too old. I don't remember if we ran into those type of situations, but we had 11 guys. And the fact that they all took the time to be back here tonight, I think is a great testament to how special that season was. And so, big picture, that's what's the most important thing to me tonight. The season was great. What a great group, what a fun group. They did work extremely hard. I was fortunate to play in the golf outing yesterday, and I got Howling and Heller literally bickering at each other for 18 holes and 5.5 hours, just like they did when they played. I mean, it was ungodly. And, who was going to outdrive the other, who hit the best shot, and it literally, if it's 6 inches difference or a foot difference, and you cheated, and but what's made it special? It was a really, really, really competitive group, and they put the time in, and I think Jared touched on it in the video. I mean, when we got beat by Cornerstone in I think it was the Elite Eight and whatever round in the year before, it triggered these guys to do something even more special, and they worked really hard in that summer of 2003, and obviously adding Boomer to the equation certainly gave us a new piece and a new dimension, and we went to work. And like I said, I think we won 27 straight games going into that last championship game. But it was just such a fun time that year. My whole 8 years was such a fun time. But this group was really special. And at the end of the day, I talk to people all the time. One of the things we do in our program right now, and I stole it from somebody, so it's not like I came up with these things, but we look for 5 things in our basketball program at Winona State. We look for people that have a great passion for what they do. We look for people that have a great humility in who they are. We want people that are united, and so we want our team to have a great unity. We want people that are about servanthood and doing things for others. And then we want, obviously, to be thankful for all the things that we've been given. And, this group was unbelievably passionate about the game of basketball, unbelievably passionate about the game of basketball. They had a humility to them that they knew they needed to be better. Sometimes that humility was masked behind some other things at times because they had great confidence in what they were doing. The unity on this team was unbelievable. The servanthood, they were doing anything they could do for each other at any point in time, and I think they're still doing it today. The fact that Donnell got in here earlier this week, and I know Brent spent most of the week with them. I think these guys, we're on a decent amount of us that are on a text thread yet 20 years later. So I know there's a servanthood towards each other, and then just a thankfulness. And I'll finish tonight by saying the best thing about tonight is I'm thankful, grateful that I get to see all these guys again. That's it. That's it. There's no more to it than that. Big picture, 50 years from now, nobody's going to care that we lost in the national championship game. I'm just thankful that I was a part of their life. And because of that, I get to see them again tonight because of this great recognition from Bellevue University Athletics. And that's what makes this really special. So I thank Ed and I thank Trish and obviously the Mossers, everybody else that was involved in the this whole weekend. But mostly I thank you guys, you 11, obviously Bion, Drew, Mike, everybody that was involved that year with our program. Thank you. I'm grateful. I'm honored. I'm humbled that I was your coach, and I'll always be your coach. Thanks.
How about one more round of applause for all of our inductees? And one last note on that, on the Hall of Fame, now Hall of Fame basketball team. I think I have this right. Brent Heller won the Hustle Award at that national tournament, and Jared Anderson made the all-tourney team. Right now, we're going to take a look at a video on the new facility.
Is this going to change things? And I literally start tearing up because I know where we came from, and I know the hard work, and I know the grind. And the facilities, they weren't that great, but we love to play the game. You give these athletes today something like this, you're changing lives. For me, this is personal. And I think anybody that walks through the doors of the new facility are gonna feel that energy. They're gonna feel that magic. And I think it's gonna bring out the best, not only in the athletes, but your traditional student body and the surrounding community.
In a lot of ways, it's long overdue, but it's a perfect timing. We're looking to grow the student body in general. We need a spot to compete. We need a better venue for our indoor sports, volleyball, and the basketball teams. The better athletes that we've lost in the past will now want to come here because of the new facility. Most of our teams make nationals every year already. We want to win some national championships. I think we can do it. I think the new facility is going to be a huge impact on that. The weight room, for example, is going to be a state-of-the-art weight room. It's going to be like 2.5 times bigger than what we have now. We'll be able to really train more than one team at a time. We have an excellent strength and conditioning coach. We have an excellent athletic trainers to help with the rehabilitation that the weight room will help with quite a bit. So just overall, it's just going to be a much, much better scenario for us, and I can see us growing athletically when it comes to competition. We're going to get better than we already are.
What this facility means to me is something that I have been looking forward to since the day I was hired. For 19 years, we have been hearing about it's happening. But when they said they're bringing the silver shovels up there and they're gonna dig that ground, I wanted to park a lawn chair up there and just watch the excitement happen. I am overwhelmed with the construction and seeing all the cranes and seeing what, that's gonna be the front door and this is gonna be the gym floor. And just to tell other players and our current athletes, our future athletes, I love to watch their faces when we see that. They get a big smile. Some of the ones that won't be here look disappointed because they want to be a part of it too. But once you're a Bruin, you're always a Bruin here.
It's very exciting because I started from very humble beginnings here and really nothing more than a closet. So for the athletes of the future, it's going to be a facility they'll come into and go, oh wow, this is a pretty cool place. And I think that kind of excitement is going to continue to allow our programs to grow through all the different teams. We'll have probably about 9 tables like you see behind me instead of 4. And there'll be a cold tub, which should be able to fit about 8 to 10 athletes at one time. And that'll be really nice. No more scooping ice, no more hauling ice, no more filling up tubs, so it'll just be cold all the time. I said I want to put electricity down the middle of the room so I can use some electrical modalities. So literally, if I want to double the room's treatment size, I can go to 18 tables in the room. So that may help that athlete trainer in the future. As we grow, expand, add more sports, there'll be more athletes, be more injuries. So we don't have room to facilitate more treatments. So that was kind of one of the things that I did with that.
This new facility is going to be major for recruitment. I think that's the one thing that we're kind of missing right now. And who doesn't want to play in a really nice brand new gym? So I'd say when I have to talk to new recruits and stuff, I'm like, what we have now is cool, but what we're about to have is even better. So like, don't be afraid of like this. It's going to be like 20 times better than what you see now.
How this will play out in the future, I think it's a story to be written. When I came to Bellevue University in '95, we had one master's program, about 2,000 students. And the beauty of Bellevue, and I tell new employees coming in all the time, is the ideas and the creativity and the opportunities that everyone's willing to pitch in on. I'm challenging the coaches and the leaders to think about, how do we leverage the facilities? What other things can we do? Can we do camps? Can we do more competitions? Can we enhance the ability of the community to use the facility, and how does that work? I think people are going to be stunned by what we can do and who we are and what kind of higher educational institution, organization they work at. And I can't wait to see that pride come through. And I can't wait to see that excitement to bring their families, bring people on campus and go, look where I work.
Okay, and so the opening right now is scheduled for the 1st of March, 2025. And talking to the project manager from Hawkins Construction, possibly even a little earlier than that. So maybe February 1st, if we get really lucky, we might play a basketball game or 2 in there yet this season coming up. Okay, once more, we'd like to give a big round of applause to the Bellevue University Athletics Hall of Fame Class of 2024. It's been another amazing year, and what a moment to finally present this talented and special class. Amanda, Gloria, JeLani, and the members of the 2003-2004 men's basketball team, please take the frame of mementos at your table as a parting gift. In addition, we ask that you immediately head to the Bruin backdrop in the multi-purpose room where the bar is located for a group picture for this evening's inductees. Trish will meet you back there. Folks, that is our program. Thank you and good night.